wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talk, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on sports.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for tuning in. He is your host, Mr. MP80Baby.
And that's your host, Mr. Ho, Mr. GPG.
And welcome to
our Take on Sports.
On this podcast, man, we keep you in tune with all the latest information in the sports world. We never waste no time on this show. We sure ain't going to start doing it right now. We're going to dive right into the topics, man. We're going to dive into the big college playoffs that jumped off over the weekend, man. We had some big games jump off, MP. Now, we all know MP is the college guru on this show. MP, give it to him, dog.
Oh, man, we got to start with doggone SMU and Penn State. We got to start. We got to start with them. And if you didn't catch the game, you got to know throughout the season, I've been talking and hyping SMU up. SMU Mustangs just shocked me. They shocked the nation. I mean, I was surprised. I mean, I was surprised more than anybody that they were the talk, especially towards the end. And the reason why is because they went out there and they did exactly what I was afraid of them doing. This is why we always love for the SEC play to be in the play, because you hate to see somebody get up in there. Now, you know what I'm about to say. 38-10, you're in the first round of the playoffs, and you've been blowing out everybody. Your record was what? They went 11. They went 11. Well, they was 11-2 all season. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got their third loss against Penn State. But come on now. I mean, number 11 in the nation. They had jumped all the way up to like 9 or something at one point, looking very, very good. You know what I'm saying? I had high hopes for them with Penn State. I couldn't believe that they went and just laid down like that. They laid down like no other team could. And I, you know, of course, I have had a bunch of Alabama fans call me and say, this is why you put a 3-loss team, Alabama, in the playoffs over SMU. And I was like, yeah. But how does that make the playoffs look? That it make it kind of look saturated. Like, I can't. You remember, Mr. GPG, how upset I was last season when Georgia lost. We watched this game together. I came out, flew out to the West Coast. We sat down in your living room. Watched this Georgia and Alabama game, and how disappointed I was, because I knew it was going to be a struggle with Georgia getting in the 4-team playoff. But only just 2 losses, and Alabama being one of them in the SEC championship.
I remember. I definitely remember. And SMU just came out there, man, and they were just overwhelmed, man. The defense for Penn State just dominated, man. I mean, the offense didn't really do too much. I mean, Drew Aller, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was 13-22. 127 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. So he didn't play bad, but it wasn't like his numbers were stellar. I mean, the running back, Nicholas Singleton, 14 carries, 90 yards, a touchdown. And Caden Allen, the other running back, 11 carries, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So Penn State came out and did what they're supposed to do, man. SMU was just a little bit overmatched. Maybe next year, guys. That's all I can say to you.
Well, I can tell you this. When your quarterback comes out and throw 3 interceptions, you know that's kind of hard when you're playing a big nose team like Penn State. So I'm gonna just say that part. and and let the rest fall where it fall. You know how I feel when the quarterback make mistakes, and I'm not saying the quarterback can't make mistakes, but when you throw 3 interceptions, you put pressure on your defense. And for a team like SMU that's trying to establish themselves correctly, right? Because this is like the first time ever, anybody talking about them ever being in the playoffs. Not saying that they haven't won any bowl games ever. I have to go and look into their school history to see if they ever won, what bowl games they have won and what they haven't won or whatever. But being in the big game, national championships and stuff like that, as far as I know, within my years on this earth, I ain't ever heard nothing about no SMU. You see, what I'm saying? And I blew them up this year. And this is why on our take, we talk about all the teams that's doing great and even the teams that's not doing great. But we're going to shine those that's doing a little bit better than others, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, when you slip up like this, and we got to crown you with the slip up too, Pimpin'. So, Penn State, big up. They make it to the next round. We'll talk about who they facing here in a minute, but we're going to go on to this next big game. Texas and Clemson.
Yes.
Now, that was a good game, especially towards the end. Did you catch any of that? Because that game, a lot of hype was with Clemson. I wanted Clemson to kind of pull that out, but Texas did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that game, man. I was watching that boy Jaden Blue. He was running, man. He carried the ball 14 times, 146 yards and 2 touchdowns, man, for Texas, man. And that boy Quinn Ewers, the quarterback, man, 17 to 24, 202 yards and a touchdown and 1 interception, man. But the strong running attack is what really propelled Texas to that victory over Clemson, man. So big ups to Texas, man. I did happen to catch it, and I'm looking forward to see who they play in the next round.
Yeah, man. Texas, like you said, 1 turnover. They both really had 1 turnover. Texas just had a little bit more first downs converted. Now, Clemson did put, they did step on the gas towards the end because it was getting out of hand at first, and Clemson did rally back towards the end and was almost able to kind of, make something happen, make some magic happen at the end. But, couple of things didn't go their way. And that kind of happened. You can't wait till 1 quarter, 1 phase of the game to try to, establish yourself. Like, you got to go ahead and get the momentum early. So big ups to Texas. They making it to the next round. And we're going to go to the next game, which this was a big game. It was a lot of hype on this game. Especially with the fight, the brawl that happened with Michigan and Ohio State. It happened weeks ago. It was or nothing but talk about that. Even if you watch this game, the coaches was talking about on Ohio State side about all they've been talking about is just that brawl. That's all. Podcast here. The head coach had to do a bunch of makeup. A lot of people, the nation was kind of upset. And, as much as we want to blame Michigan, you lose. I mean, if somebody's put a stake or they flag in the middle, you got to suck it up. You got to suck it up at one point. You can talk about it, say, hey, man, that's very disrespectful, or go on, do your interviews and talk about it. But for the brawl to bust out the way it did, of course, y'all had a lot of makeup. So Tennessee, Ohio State. Tennessee came in, they was on the road, and this was they said this was one of the biggest attendance that they ever seen a road team go on the road, and they almost packed half of that stadium.
Okay.
And usually, they won't even allow the road team to be able to buy that amount of tickets because they want their student body to be up in there, right, and that. So they might leave out maybe 5,000. I might be being generous. They might leave out 5,000 for the opponent team, but this one they almost filled up half of this stadium. So we got Tennessee went to go see Ohio State. Ohio State hosted, and this was a 17-42. It got out of hand early.
Oh my goodness. It
got out of hand early. I know you saw some of this game. Tennessee couldn't do nothing. Their quarterback was all discombobulated. He had to actually take over the game. It was no more passing, no more running unless he ran the ball.
Right.
He happened to catch any of this game because I don't even think he threw a touchdown pass, Mr. GPG.
No, it looked like Ohio State was just the big superior team. They came out, put their stomp down right away. Will Howard, 24-29, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Ohio State was just too strong, too big, too physical for Tennessee, man. And Tennessee just couldn't do nothing. And Ohio State is going to be a problem going forward in this college playoffs.
I agree, unless it's Michigan. Unless it's Michigan, because they for some reason they just can't beat Michigan like Georgia can't beat Alabama. So, like you said, Ohio State, they came out big style. They had and I gotta bring them up. They got a defensive player on their team. If I can find him, I can't remember his name. I think his name is what's his name? He was on every doggone play, every play. And I wanted to give him kudos on the show. But you know, right now in my mind, I can't think of his name right now. But it's a kid on Ohio State that I can't wait to see this kid go pro. I know he's got to be going in the draft. And if I can't think of his name right now, it's no problem. Next episode, when we talk about this round that's coming up for New Year's and New Year's Eve, I will have his name on my clipboard because I definitely want to give him his flowers. The kid was in the backfield every round. He was breaking up every tackle, and he was just about the one on every dang on sack that happened. Big ups to him, and I definitely wanted to speak on his name, but one of the reasons why is because I want you to keep your eye open for him in the draft.
Okay. Well, that definitely be something for us to look forward to. Yeah. You go ahead and get that research, and just like our audience, I'm gonna be waiting to hear exactly who it is.
Most definitely. So, y'all just wait. I'm gonna speak on them, and a lot of our people who watch this show, y'all probably, if you watch that game, you probably already know who I'm talking about this kid on defense. He's like a linebacker. He's their captain on defense. Big ups to him, man. But we're gonna come back to you, Ohio State. I'm just glad Georgia and I looking to face y'all this next round. Thank you. But we're gonna move on to this next game because this next game here, this matchup, whoever won this matchup, this is who was going to play Georgia. And this happened to be Indiana and that dang on the Irish, Notre Dame. I wanted Indiana to win. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. I wanted Indiana to win.
Why did you want Indiana to win?
Well, you know, everybody know Carson Beck is down. I just wanted to make it a little bit easier. I can't say that we could have ran all over Indiana, but I don't think they ready for no SEC team. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna run that ball. If we're not gonna do anything this upcoming New Year's, we're gonna run the ball. And better watch out for our quarterback because he's gonna run as well. So we're gonna get into this game. The Irish hosted Indiana. Indiana came in with one loss. One loss. They both only had one loss, so that's what made this matchup even, bigger and whatnot. I'm not saying Indiana didn't give a good matchup, but the Irish protected home field, which I expected them. The Irish looked good all season. I mean, again, they only lost one game.
No, that's it. The highlight of the day came from the Irish to me. Out of all the bowl games that I actually watched, when that boy Jeremiah Love broke out for that 98-yard touchdown run on the sideline.
Yeah.
MP, show him that clip, man.
Got to do it.
So each team has thrown a pick. Riley Leonard and the Irish from their own 2. Jeremiah Love breaks free. Jeremiah Love trying to go 98. Touchdown!
Now this boy, what can you say about a guy that runs a 98-yard touchdown run on down the left side, man? You just got to give it up for him, man. Could nobody catch him? Could nobody get the angle on him? And when nobody bringing him down at the point of contact at the beginning. So that was just a beautiful play that I saw this weekend, man. What you think of that play, MP?
Yeah, man, it was a beautiful play. If he hadn't made that play, he probably would only had 10 yards, because he ended the game with only 108 yards.
Yeah.
So and just that one touchdown, but he only carried the ball 8 times. So that just goes to show you, any given Saturday, with these college teams, man, if you're not careful, the person that you thinking is the star on the team, you can overlook somebody that actually is, a star in the making. So, like I said, Love, he that was a great run and a great finish. He showed his breakout speed that could nobody catch him. Like you said, I mean, once he got gone, he was gone for the races. So, big up to them. Indiana really couldn't get nothing going. Their quarterback, he threw for 215 yards. You had Ellison, he ran the ball for 11 times. Indiana running back 11 times on 37 yards carry. It's kind of hard to control the clock. It's kind of hard to game manage when you can't run the ball, especially in college. RPOs, all that. If you can't run the ball and you don't have a quarterback that can, spread the defense, make them, look left, right. If they constantly looking down in the backfield, man, you really can't do nothing. And that's really what happened. I mean, we know the Irish blitz. They blitz all year. And Georgia, they should be ready for that. We don't have 3 weeks to prepare, for these boys. And we didn't have a game. We're getting this young kid ready. And I'm not going to elaborate. I'm just saying because I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. So, I got to put my take in it. So big up the Irish. They're going to make it to the next round to come on down and see these boys out here in Athens. Come on. We ready for you.
That's going to be a good one. I can't wait to see it, man. Go ahead and tell them about the next round.
It's going to be a good one. So, so the next round, we got what's coming up. You're going to have, let's see here. We got the Irish. They're going to see Georgia. You got Ohio State. They got to go see Oregon. That's going to be a big game. You just said you think everybody in the college playoffs should be scared of Ohio State. But I'm going to say so. Just last episode, you said you think the best team in college playoff is Oregon. So that is a matchup I expect you to have your eyes on.
I also said that it's about matchups too. And this matchup is going to be one that everybody out there keep your eyes on.
Yeah, you did say that too. I give you that too. And you got your boys, Arizona State, they hosting Texas. That's going to be a big game. I think you got, Texas is close to Arizona, so it's really not going to be no cross-country stuff. But I believe you guys got the upper hand on this. I'm looking for ASU to take this one.
We'll see.
I'm looking for it. I don't want to see Texas no more. I don't want to see them no more in the playoffs, especially if Georgia is capable and able-bodied to get past Notre Dame. And then you got, of course, Penn State having to go see Boise State. So that's a big game. Boise's only lost one game as Notre Dame lost 2, or no, Penn State. I'm sorry, Penn State got 2 losses. So it's gonna be a good game. I mean, within that, I really can't. Myself, I believe Penn State will win that game. I believe Arizona State will win against Texas. I believe Oregon will beat Ohio State, and I believe Georgia will get the ending on the Irish. That's just my take on it. If you want to get yours real quick, you can, but if you're not, you can just kind of piggyback off of me, because that's what I think that's going to be.
I think that I'm gonna go with them Arizona State boys, man. I think that they got something for Texas.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna ride with Georgia over Notre Dame, man. It's gonna be tough. To be honest with you, I'm doing that just because you my man.
That's
You my
right.
and it's hard to pick them without Carson Beck. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? If Carson Beck was with them, then I would definitely say Georgia is gonna take care of business. But I'm a little nervous about this backup quarterback. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I watched him play a little bit at the end when Carson Beck did get hurt, and I just hope that this boy's got a lot of preparation underneath his belt. Other than that, man, Boise State might pull it out. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna ride with them Oregon Ducks, man. Like you said too, man. I'm gonna ride with them Oregon Ducks, man. So we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to this New Year's Eve and New Year's Day bowl games and stuff like that, and see who gets further in the playoffs and see who gets closer and closer to that championship.
Well, I tell you guys, anybody who's watching this episode, give us our take, comment. Let us know who you think is making it to the next round out of these 4 matchups. We would love to hear your take and put it on our next episode. But other than that, that's going to be all that I have for you this week, Mr. GPG, so far on college. And we can go ahead and crank that NFL up.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it started right now, man. We had a big week in the NFL. You know, we always talk about it. We ain't going to waste no time. We're going to dive right into it, man. We had games starting out for Thursday night, man. We had the LA Chargers beating the Denver Broncos 34-27. Now, looks like both of those teams still going to be in the playoffs. You know, one going to get the 6th seed, one going to get the 7th seed. But at the beginning of that game, it looked like the Denver Broncos was in control. And Justin Herbert and them came back in the second half and took control of that game. What did you think of that game, MP?
I feel like Denver gave up on defense. Like you got to, man, you got a rookie quarterback out there. He scored 21 points in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta back him. You gotta continue backing him the same way you did in the first half. You only gave up 1 touchdown in the first half and 2 field goals. What we doing? What we doing? Like you can't have a breakdown like this, especially if you win this game. You clinch. You clinch a berth in the playoff. So you got something to play for. You controlling your own destiny, and you beating a team that is playoff bound. You know what I'm saying? Probably as well. And you needed to beat this team to build your confidence up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw it. I agree with you 1,000%, man. They just dropped the ball. I don't know what Denver was thinking. I'm starting to look like Denver think they had it in the bag already. And Justin Herbert and them was just going to go ahead and just, go away quietly. But Herbert wasn't going out like that, man. They still got something to play for, and they ended up pulling that game out, man. So big ups to the Chargers. I'm looking forward to see what they do in the playoffs, man, with that boy with that rocket arm.
Yeah.
We also had a game Saturday night. We had 2 games jump off. We had the Chiefs. They beat the Texans 27-19. Now, on our last take, me and you, we sat here and talked about Mahomes and this high ankle sprain, and how me and you both thought we should sit him. We thought Kansas City should sit him. And Mahomes just comes out there and scrambles for touchdown runs like he ain't even hurt, man. Yeah. Just give me your take on Mr. Mahomes, man.
Man, the kid is an animal, man. I don't even know if he's human. As much as I don't like Kansas City, I love what you see, how they bring that team together. I mean, I spoke highly on Andy Reid and being the program that he has. Any star that he get, like a DeAndre Hopkins or whatever, can come right on in and fit right on in. It's the program that Andy Reid has, and it fits for Mahomes. I don't know if it would have fit for any other type of coach, but it fits. They are compatible. They are compatible, and I believe that Mahomes will break. I'm breaking news. I believe Mahomes will break Tom Brady's 7 ring Super Bowl ship.
He got some work to do. He definitely got a little bit of work to do, but he also got time on his side. So for anybody to disagree with that take that MP just said, thinking that Mahomes can't do it, man, don't put it past that dude, man. Mahomes is that type of player that if he put his mind to it, he could do anything. This man is playing with a high ankle sprain. That is an injury that will sideline you 3 weeks. And okay, I've seen it sideline people 2 to 3 weeks. This man didn't even miss a game, okay? And came out there and was effective and beat a good pass rush. It wasn't like he just beat up on the Giants or some scrub team, Carolina. No disrespect to neither one of those teams, but you know what I'm saying. And he just comes out there and does this to the Houston Texans. Big ups to Patrick Mahomes, man. I got to give it up for him.
And then he ran for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He ran for a touchdown. So, like you just said, I don't believe the kid is. I believe he's a robot. He has to be. He's not from this planet. He's a man child. Mahomes. You got the baby face, but boy, you's a grown man. So big ups to him. I do got to speak on Dell going down on bad injury on the Houston Texas side. If y'all didn't catch that game, it was a horrible leg injury. I don't know if the kid will play again. I believe we spoke about it a little bit on the phone, how significant this injury is and what will this do to Houston going into the playoffs. Would you give me your take?
God, man, they said that this dude might miss next year. That's how bad this injury is, man. His career is in jeopardy at such a young age, man. Oh my goodness, man. To watch his teammates pouring all their emotions out, man. CJ over there crying, man. It's just sad, man, to see this man work so hard to get back to the injury that he just came back from and now get back to this point in his career, about to make the playoffs, make a playoff run, and this happened to him. Man, I feel sorry for Tank Dell, man. I really do, man. I hate that for you, man. I just hope you get well, get healthy soon. And I hope and pray that we see you on the football field again.
Way to hold on to that football, young man. Way to hold on to that football, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He definitely didn't let that go. But we'll move on, man. Big ups to the Chiefs, man. They got that dub. Looks like they're going to lock down that #1 seed. They got one more win to get, and then it's a wrap. The Ravens beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 34-17. The Ravens got some revenge on them boys, man. I got to ask you this, MP. Are we starting to see the Russell Wilson of Denver?
Oh, man. It looked like, we had just said that from the last game, right? I was like, we started to see Russell Wilson that we figured that, the Steelers was going to get, like I said, with Pickens being out, their team it just looked odd on the wide receivers. He got some good wide receivers out there, but none of them just George Pickens. I'm just going to be 100. The kid catch everything Russell throw up there to him. But I'm not even going to put all this on Russell. Somebody got to tackle King Henry. King Henry just looked too big and too bold. Only thing I kept seeing in that whole game was his commercial. Otto, home. It just looked very crazy to me. I was like, what's going on? And when Watt go down for Pittsburgh, they defense, when TJ go down, hold the phone, because anybody can run through that defense and anybody can pass. When TJ got hurt, and he did play, but you can just see the difference. And I'm kind of scared for Pittsburgh going forward, because he is their anchor on defense. But again, giving up 34 points and you being the team that you have been all year on that defensive side, you really, y'all been clamping down. Baltimore was like, not today, baby. Not today.
I'm afraid that Russell Wilson, man, is getting ready to start being in this decline that everybody did not want to see, especially if you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Russell, you know the rules. Slide, man. You're a quarterback. Slide. What are you trying to do? What are you doing, man? You're inside the 5-yard line. You got the first down. Slide. Yeah. There's no way in the world you should have been going in, trying to make an extra player get an extra yard, end up fumbling that ball. Slide, man. Slide. And that interception that you threw, that was just horrible. That was
bad. Getting the ball back. Y'all just got the ball back. That was horrible.
That was horrible, man. So I don't know, man. It looks like both of these teams are going to be in the playoffs. One's going to get that, that division. The other one's going to be in the wild card. It's still up, for grabs. But if Russell keep playing like this, they're going to be the ones on the road. And Baltimore going to be the ones, hosting a playoff game. Right. So we will move on, man. We got some other games, man. We're going to get into Sunday's games now. We ain't going to talk about all the games. We ain't got time to elaborate on all of them, but we will speak on some of them. We will say this. The LA Rams beat the New York Jets 19-9 to stay ahead in that NFC West division. Seattle is slipping off. The San Francisco 49ers slipping off. Arizona is completely out. So it looks like the Rams are going to take that division, MP. Not too much to say about that unless you got something.
We can keep pushing. We got like 10 minutes, so we can keep it pushing.
There you go. So we will get into a big game, though, that did happen now. We did have the Washington Commanders defeat the Philadelphia Eagles 36-33. Now, Mr. Jalen Hurts, I just said it. About
baby.
Russell Wilson. Mr. Jalen Hurts, slide.
Yeah.
They put these quarterback rules in for a reason. And now the Philadelphia 76ers are going to be without their signal caller. And we don't know how long he's going to be out. He's still in concussion protocol. Yep. MP, what you think of that game, man?
Yeah, I think that was ignorant on his, on his style of play. At this stage of the game to get, to put yourself in harm's way. Because everybody knows if you slide, they're going to hit you if you slide to, saying that you done. If you do a baseball slide saying, hey, don't hit me, then you still going to get hit. But but at least you got the refs able to protect you. You slide head first. Man, I'm shocked that we don't see that more often. I'm shocked we don't see it more often. So I really believe that they put themselves in a predicament to where Washington, if they do right, can creep on in, depending on, how this Sunday night game this week, play out. So, you got to put yourself in position to win your division. And you got, like you said, you the signal caller, everything goes through you. You got to make sure you're on the field. I don't know if Saquon Barkley is enough because he wasn't enough to beat Washington. So I don't know if he's enough to win out a game or two.
That's the question right there. That's the $1 million question right there, man. Is Saquon Barkley going to be enough without Jalen Hurts? I mean, you won't see too many catches, I don't believe, from A.J. Brown. You won't see too many catches from Devontae Smith if they ain't got Jalen Hurts. So if I'm the defense, I'm loading up to stop Saquon Barkley, and I'm going to make this backup quarterback beat me, man. And I just don't think he can, man. Kenny Pickett, I don't believe Kenny Pickett can come in and beat me. So I'm going to load up and try to stop Saquon. That Jalen Hurts injury is big, man. Hopefully he comes back soon. We'll see what happens, man, with this concussion protocol. You know how it is with these CTEs, man. So we'll move on, man, because we did have a huge game between your boys, the Atlanta Falcons. Got that victory over the New York Giants 34-7. Mr. Michael Penix made his debut on the scene. Yeah. What you think about your boy, man?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but he looked at, against the Giants, he looked good against the Giants. his real test is to be this Sunday night against Washington. I love the left hand. I love the left hand throw. I love the ball. I love the spin on the ball, and I love the accuracy. And I love the confidence that he's standing in the pocket with, trusting my boy, the line, and everything. His running backs to pick up the blocks, the line to pick up the blocks. He showed trust, something that, you can tell that Kirk kind of didn't have, dealing with the injury, and all that, it's kind of, he hadn't been burnt yet. So, when you haven't been burnt yet, you'll still kind of grab that pot off the stove, while it's hot. So, hopefully, we can trend on into the playoffs with this hot hand, and maybe nobody's ready for Penix. You know what I'm saying? He looked good. No Michael Vick running style, but throwing. Yeah, I love it, man. So the defense showed up, 2 interceptions, one back, 2 back for a pick. We ran two pick 6 back. So when you have stuff like that, man, it makes it all easier for your offense. It takes the pressure off, and that's what they needed. I'm sure the coaches coached that up throughout the week. Defense, make it easy on your young rookie, to where it ain't on him.
There you go.
That's what it look like.
There you go. You need help from all phases of the game, man, from all 3 phases, man. Offense, defense, and special teams, especially when you got a rookie quarterback in there, man, making his debut, his first start, in the NFL. You're going to need your help from your defense. And that's exactly what they did, man. 2 big 6s, man. Atlanta's defense went to work on the Giants, man. And I don't care if it was the Giants, man. They're an NFL team. They are professionals, and they get paid just like every other player do. Now, they may not be a good team right now, and maybe putting in some work, but Michael Penix is not a polished veteran. So he needed that work against a team like the Giants, and he did what he had to do. So I'm proud of him, man. Congratulations. And I hope y'all get that win against the Washington Commanders this weekend.
Yeah, we need that win and that win against Carolina for it to, put us on up in there into the playoffs. I'm still kind of scared though. I mean, it's just hard. It's just hard being a Falcon fan. It is. But we're going to move on, though. We're going to move on.
We are back. We talking the NFL right here on Our Take on Sports. We're going to get back in, man. The Arizona Cardinals lost to the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Arizona Cardinals playoff hopes are done. They're done. They ain't got no chance to make the playoffs. Kyler Murray could not get his teams into the playoffs, man. And everybody talk about, was Bryce worth the price? That was our topic back in the day. Was Bryce worth the price? Maybe next year Bryce will end up being worth the price, man. What you think about Mr. Bryce Young?
I mean, these last few games, maybe benching him, gave him a back seat to where he can see where he was, having those mixed mishaps and stuff and whatnot. And I truly believe, he is a first-round draft pick. So, you want to be able to get your stock up out of him, but you also got to be able to protect the kid and make play calls that works for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do that. So hopefully, and I'm not a Carolina fan, but hopefully he'll be able to, Carolina will retain the same coach, offensive coordinator for him and all that. They'll be able to bring in some more pieces because Thielen, he trying to, he don't have a whole lot. They got a dog and a running back, though. They got a dog and a running back, but is Bryce worth the price? If that running back, Herbert, run like he been running, come next year, man, oh man. Man, oh man. So Bryce might be worth the price. We might be switching that, reversing them words, that we said. I mean, what you think?
Hey, look, if he keep playing like he playing, we will have to reverse those words like we said, he may end up being worth the price, man. I'm pulling for Mr. Bryce Young, man. I really am. We'll see what happens, man, with the rest of his career and how the Carolina Panthers take off next year. Same with the Arizona Cardinals. See how y'all play next year, man. We'll move on, man. We'll move on to some more games, man. We won't elaborate on all of them, like we said. We'll elaborate on some. The Cincinnati Bengals did beat the Cleveland Browns 24-6. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Tennessee Titans 38-30. Now, on our last take, we kind of ripped Mr. Jonathan Taylor for dropping that ball, before he got in the end zone, end up resulting in a turnover, going back the other way for the other team. This time, my man held onto the ball all day long, and he ran like a horse. My man had 29 carries for 218 yards and 3 tugs. What you think of Mr. Jonathan Taylor's performance?
I mean, you can tell he was more focused. He didn't like the humiliation that he took. He didn't like seeing himself on Sports Center in that way, and all that. And I'm sure all the Hall of Fame running backs probably hit him in his DM. I'm going to tell you that too. And I'm also going to tell you how I know this team gathered around him and told him, look, we got your back, but this. Because even after he ran for that touchdown, he ran into the tunnel, came back, and his team tried to hit the ball out of his hand, snatch it out of his hand. I love that. I love that. That lets me know he didn't lose the locker room. You know what I'm saying? They still got confidence in him, but he just wasn't locked in, like I said, that game. And when you get on, when you lace those cleats up, put them shoulder pads and that helmet on, you and I both know when you get out there in that field, you got to be focused because your life is on it. Your life is on the hands, right? You making money, but all it takes is for you not to be focused one time, and you can take a hit that can, turn your life upside down.
There you go. And you don't want to do that, you know what I mean? And we don't want that to happen to you, man. Congratulations, Mr. Jonathan Taylor, man. You said that you would never do it again. And this week you proved that you didn't do it. I don't believe you'll ever do that again, man. You're a great running back. I look forward to watching you play again next year because it looks like you guys' playoff hopes is done too. So we'll see what happens with the Indianapolis Colts with them moving forward, man. We will move on, man, because we got some other games, man. The Detroit Lions handled business, took care of them Chicago Squares. I'm not going to stop calling you nothing but that because that's exactly what you are to me, and you know that. Chicago Squares got beat 34-17. Detroit holding on to that number 1 seed. Don't look like they're going to let it go. We'll see if Minnesota's able to creep up there or Philly's able to creep up there and take that from them. The Minnesota Vikings did beat the Seattle Seahawks 27-24. And the Buffalo Bills beat the New England Patriots 24-21. James Cook ran for 100 yards, man. Did you elaborate a little bit? Did you see what Mr. Josh Allen them did?
Yeah, man, I was more impressed with Cook because he had a slow, beginning of his career when he first came out as a rookie. It was kind of tough for him, especially you going to a team that got a hot quarterback like Josh Allen at the time, having the wide receiver core that they had. They wasn't really no running team, really. They wanted to pass heavy, slick like Kansas City, trying to keep up with KC and everything. So, but I did watch that game. Josh Allen and their team, they struggled a little bit with the Patriots. I didn't expect them to struggle as much. But, James Cook held them down, scored 2 touchdowns. I believe that was, the turning point of the game, you getting it done on the running, on the ground. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of iffy about Buffalo, though. I would expect them to handle a team like the Patriots that only won 3 games this season a lot better, man. A lot better. So, I mean, I kind of feel just like Arizona. There's no way in the hell, excuse my French, that you're supposed to lose that game that we just elaborated on. There's no way in the heck. There's no way in the heck, especially with your playoff hopes lingering. You know, they just, you know, so yeah, Josh Allen lock in, man, because you got a Patrick Mahomes over there that may sit down for a couple of games because he ain't scared for none of y'all to take the number 1 seed. They 14-1.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, Josh Allen them did what they're supposed to do. You are absolutely right when you said we both thought that they would do a little bit better against the New England Patriots. I expected them to come out, but it is a division game. And division games are always hard to win because, you know, you guys know each other. You play each other twice a year. I will give the Patriots that benefit of the doubt. But still, Josh Allen, them, you guys are supposed to do more than that. At one point, it looked like you guys was in trouble. It looked like New England might end up popping y'all. But you ended up doing what you had to do, and you won the game by 3 points. Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills. Can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs. We will move on, man. The Las Vegas Raiders did beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 19-14. The Miami Dolphins handled business, beat the 49ers 29-17. They still, neither one of those teams got a chance in the world of making the playoffs. They pretty much are done. But Tyreek Hill and Tua and them, they ended up doing what they're supposed to do. David Achane is a runner, and he is definitely one of those guys, man, that will be on my fantasy radar next year. What you think of that game, man, of the Miami Dolphins beating them 49ers, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's something that I feel Miami was missing all season. This is, you know, I mean, but you're still beating up on a beat up San Fran team as well. But no excuses. Like we both said before on our tape. No excuses, next man up. I mean, it's kind of hard to say next man up when it's the third, fourth string that's stepping up, right? But yeah, next man up. That's what you expect. So, you know, Tyreek, you know, he looked it like Tyreek. When you get it like that, things, you know, happen a lot smoother. And you see the Miami that you want to see throughout the season, but we still know Miami can't play in the cold, so we shouldn't even be talking about it.
That's right. You're absolutely right, man. The Miami Dolphins, man, until you guys learn how to play in the cold, we can't even take you serious, man. For real. So congratulations on the W. You know, you did beat the 49ers. I guess that's something to be proud of. You know, you have been struggling to get dubs this year. So happy you guys was able to get one. We'll move on, man. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-24 to put your Atlanta Falcons back in first place in that division. Now, we was calling the Dallas Cowboys the dialysis Cowboys for a long time because of the way they was playing. Are you ready, Mr. MP80Baby, to call them boys now the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, they close to 500. They 7-8 right now. I'm sure they'll probably be 500. You know, they, you know, of course, not in the playoff hunt no more, but they have done enough. I mean, of course, we both know on paper. I said it before. On paper now, they look like they should be able to run through the NFC. On paper. Give me Michael Parsons. Give me Micah. Like, let me get if he can give me 2 seasons of what he's been able to bring to Dallas right now, with the pieces I have right now on defense and if he give me 2 seasons, we'll probably win the Super Bowl. I had that much confidence because I have an edge rusher that changes the game.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas have some that, I mean, you know, so on paper, Mr. GPG, they Super Bowl Cowboy team.
And they got that boy CeeDee Lamb out there. That boy
hurt, though. He hurt.
Hey, look, I got to give it up for CeeDee Lamb playing hurt the way he played, man, with that sore shoulder, still pulling down some big catches down there, man, and doing everything he can to get that team that dub, man. I got to give it up for Mr. CeeDee Lamb, man. He played, and he played well.
He had a big catch for them, you know, a long big catch that put them in the red zone, and he jumped up. His shoulder was still hurting. I believe it's the same shoulder that he was dealing with when it came to seeing them Falcons, we put it, we got some headhunters out there, but I want his injury to get better. I mean, I believe that the Cowboys can do something with this coaching staff. I don't know. And I'm only gonna say that is because this is not like the first or the second season. Like we watched them go 12 and 4, 13 and 3. We watched them go 12 and 4, 13 and 3 for 3 seasons in a row, just about, with the same coaching staff. Now the defensive coach part was different because they had Dan Quinn, but the offensive scheme don't change, right? Because you got an offensive head coach. Your head coach is the play caller. I mean, he is this year. I think he became it some point last year. But what I'm saying is, with the team, with the players you just named, CeeDee Lamb, CJ Lamb, CeeDee Lamb, I mean, and you got Dak Prescott. You got a beast in the tight end. You're supposed to have the best line in America, and now you got a defense the way you got a defense. When they die, I ain't gonna say they hadn't been healthy. So I'm gonna put that out there. The defense wasn't healthy. They went through their stint, they losing stint. But heck, if that's the case, they hadn't been healthy all season, because I remember the Saints going down up in Dallas and doing them bad, like the second game of the season. So when you ask that question, Mr. GPG, I have to go through the season, their track record, and say, just because they close to 500, are they not dialysis no more? Or was it just the games that they was playing, the teams that they was playing at the time, they finally got favorable teams?
Their season is still the dialysis Cowboys. Their season is still on sick leave. You know what I'm saying? Their season is over with, and their season been over with for a long time. They just playing for each other right now. That's what Michael Parsons said. But just a big win for them to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the other day, to help your Atlanta Falcons. Now you guys control your own destiny. So you went out, you're in the playoffs. So you got to be glad, because Tampa Bay was favored in that game.
It was favored, and I made this, I brought this to your attention. Anybody that know Baker Mayfield, he hasn't ever won. He hasn't ever won on primetime, Sunday night primetime, ever in his career. So they was already giving it to him. That's why they said the Falcons was putting in their rookie quarterback. It's just politics within it, just like that. So I don't know. But it proved exactly what it is. I mean, he didn't win. And it wasn't that he had a bad game. It's just the team just didn't play well.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you, Dallas, though. Thank you.
I know that's what you should be saying. Congratulations, Dallas Cowboys, man. Y'all ended up pulling off that big upset victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 26-24, man. And see what happens with you guys next year. What's going to happen with that roster, man, with Jerry Jones as your owner, and who knows what that old man going to do. Anyway, man, we'll move on, man, because we did have a Monday night game that ended up with my boys, the Green Bay Packers, doing what they had to do, putting in work on them New Orleans Saints 34-0, giving the NFL the only shutout of the season. We handed it out. Now, everybody's going to sit there and say, y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Y'all played a team without their quarterback, without all these stars and all that. You're right. We did play a team without all that. And that's exactly what that's exactly what you're supposed to do to a team that's depleted like that. So, with us doing what we did, 34-0 to them New Orleans Saints, what you think about that Monday night matchup with my boys, MP?
I mean, before I can get my piece out of the box, the game was over. I was like, man, I don't want to watch this. I'm going to put a movie on. It was 21-0. I was like, what is this? I just knew. I was like, hey, it might be a little bit. They still got Kamari out there. Kamari, he should do something, but I don't even know what. I mean, I before, like I said, before I could turn around, Jordan Love and your doggone Green Bay Packers was in the end zone, back and forth. I mean, you did have your boy Josh Jacobs throw a mean stiff arm for his first touchdown of the game. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me say, what was you thinking, Las Vegas?
Look. The New Orleans Saints is not a match for us. They didn't have Alvin Kamara. They didn't have Carr. They didn't have Olave. They didn't have Rashid Shaheed. I understand all that. There were some, top-notch players that the New Orleans Saints had that didn't have. But we didn't have Jair Alexander. We didn't have Quay Walker. We didn't have Javon Bullard. We depleted. We didn't have Evan Williams. We are missing some players too. Now, offensively, we ain't as banged up as they are. But we doing what we supposed to do, man, to these teams that are banged up, man. We on our way to the playoffs, man. We in the playoffs. We get ready to make some noise. Green Bay stand up, and we ready for anybody that want to come get some.
I'm going to say this, and I understand you giving them some grace. You give them grace on offense, right? That's fine. But their defense, you didn't. All them players you just named was offensive players. If I stand correctly.
Yeah, you're right.
You said nothing about defense.
That's true. They are pretty healthy on the defensive side. You know what I'm saying? They are.
I mean, y'all scored a touchdown on just about every possession. That y'all just about had. I mean, y'all scored points on just about every possession that y'all had. I don't even know if y'all punted the ball once. I had to go back and look at the film. I got so tired of that game. I was like, I love Green Bay because of my boy. But dang it, I don't know. They heating up too. I still don't. I still got a team to root for. They might make the playoffs, and we might have to see y'all depending on how things fall. I don't need y'all heating up like this. I need the Falcons heating up like this. So I know what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Hey, we heating up at the right time. We heating up at the right time, too, right now, man. Hopefully we get ready to get some boys back. We just got our tight end, Luke Musgrave, back, man, to go along with Tucker Kraft. Hey, look, if we get our boys back, man, I'm going to tell you, man, ain't nobody going to want to play them Green Bay Packers when you get into the playoffs, man. I'm telling you. You better watch them boys, man. It's the boys out there that's ahead of us. But we good enough to pop them on any given Sunday.
Hey, man, big up to Green Bay, man. Y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. Y'all was favored to win that game, and y'all won it. I don't know why I didn't bet, why I didn't go ahead and put $1,000 that Green Bay was going to win, and just won some money like some of them other folks did with the bets and stuff. Man, just crazy, man. Y'all looking good, though, man, because I can't wait to see what y'all do in the playoffs.
Yeah, we still got some work to do, man, but we're going to see what happens in the playoffs, man. So,
yeah.
But, yeah. But that's it for the NFL, man. That's it for the NFL this week, man. Unless you got something else, that's going to end the show.
Yeah, we're going to end the show with the Christmas games that's going on tomorrow. So we got Chiefs going to Pittsburgh. That's going to be a big game. This is a game that the Steelers need. Mahomes he may not play, but to me, this is a game that, they pretty much already got number one sold up. I don't know, but we will see. They play tomorrow. You got Ravens going to see them Texans. So that'll be another game. The Texans need to get back in the winning column. How they going to look without Tank Dell. And then on the 26th, of course, that's when you got Thursday night game, which would be the Seahawks going to see those Chicago Squares, as you say, right? And then from there, we go into Saturday and Sunday. But that's what we got coming up for you guys for this Christmas schedule. We'll be back, with another take after Christmas before New Year's to get into the college matchups and the Sunday matchups, Saturday and Sunday matchups this week. So other than that, Mr. GPG, man, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I hope you got what you want. Did Santa come down your chimney yet?
Man, he came down and blessed me a little bit, man. So, and I'm hoping he did the same thing for you.
Hey, man, you see what's on my shirt?
There you go.
Hey, you already know, man. So you guys know what time it is, man. We're going to end this show. We want y'all to share this video, man. Share this, our take on sports, man. Somebody out there needs some info on some sports, and they want to see two brothers do it. Also, comment, man. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about and what y'all take on what our comments is on the shows that, that we put out, and also the takes on the games, that we talk about. Like it as always, I always say that. But other than that, man, we love y'all. We respect y'all. And if not anything else, that's your host over there, Mr. GPG.
And that's your host right there, Mr. MP80Baby.
And this is
our take on sports.
Bow, 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 bow. We catch y'all on our next tape.
Peace.
AMP, what they talking about? They talking about what? They talking about sports. Oh, really? Well, this is all. Out on the field, the ball on no courts. They wanna talk about sports. They need a resource where they can come talk about sports. They really be talked, but we know the facts. Stacks, yeah, that's where it's at. We the hottest on the map. This is our take on. This is our take on. Yeah, they need a resource. We got you, just make up the choice. Who out here making that noise? This our take on sports. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on. This is our take on.